is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going. What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with that analysis today. We're going to knock out another video off for you guys, and we're going to talk about Corey Brewer going to the Sacramento Kings. Interesting pick up by them as they get another wing that they can throw out there. They're still going to try to battle and get that playoff spot in the Western Conference. This is a team that had some highs, had some lows, and really had a lot of mess and injury, and just a lot of ugliness in general. In this season, they got off to a start that was very disappointing. Everybody seen how hungry they was last year, and the fact that they almost made the playoffs, and they made moves to get guys like Harrison Barnes, and then they even came into free agency, spent even more money because they really felt like they had a legitimate chance to make it to the playoffs. And obviously that didn't happen, and it's unfortunate. But at the same time, that was their mentality coming to this season. And honestly and truthfully, I thought they had a shot. I didn't pick them to make the playoffs, but I was very intrigued and interested in seeing what they was going to do as a team, as a unit, and with the new coach, Lou Walton. Some people thought Lou Walton was a bad coach. Some people thought he didn't have enough talent. Some people thought it was a situation. And at the end of the day, he didn't really have a fair shot this year because of the injuries and because the fact that he could never play his best players for a long stretch of time. And they still was in the playoff argument. They was not that far away from the Grizzlies, and they are still in that race, and that's why they get an opportunity with these last couple games in July to try to make that spot. So they basically in the same situation. They had a chance to win around the same amount of games as they did last year, depending on how they would have finished. But they did have over 10 games to go, so they could have done it. But at the same time, that's what you're not trying to do. You're trying to make the playoffs, and they made the interesting moves this offseason to help them do that. But I am really interested in to seeing them play fully healthy. They have a good combination of veterans and young talent. Obviously, they picking up Corey Brewer to add another veteran to this roster. Harrison Barnes is a champion. That's why they traded for him, a guy that doesn't mind doing the dirty work, doesn't mind defending, can hit spot up corner threes, can get out in transition, can create shots from time to time off the dribble. And that's something that you have to have, especially at that wing position. Marvin Big Bagley wasn't able to stay healthy. Still interested to see what he's going to be, as he is a big piece of their future because he is a number 2 overall pick. He can be a walking double-double, but I really want to see, can he improve as a defender? Can he become a better shooter? Can he become a better free throw shooter? And will he ever be able to be a stretch 3? Be able to stretch out and hit the 3. Not only that, you got Ken Bazemore, another guy that they picked up, way overpaid, but a guy that can hit those threes, play defense, guard multiple positions. His defense isn't the same as it used to be. It kind of declined the last couple years as he has gotten older, and people kind of figured him out at this point. But he is a good guy to have out there depending on who you want at that guard position. It allows you to play different type of styles, different type of lineups, and he still do give you okay to decent three-point shooting. Bielisa is a guy that was a small role player on this team that can really do his thing, has really found ways to be effective at his age, and they use him a lot, and he has been productive at worst, and that's a good thing for a guy that is probably not on a lot of people's radar, but really can play and can be an underrated player and undervalued player sometimes on the court. Bogdanovich has been exceptional. We don't know if he's going to stay long term, but being able to give you almost 20 points per game, give you elite three-point shooting, and the fact that he can do more than that now, and he's still developing a legitimate 6'6", 220, has size, has mobility, and very, very good, dependable player, one of the most dependable players on this roster. And he has been, from nonetheless more consistent than a lot of the players on this roster, especially on the offensive end. Then you got Yogi Ferrell. Didn't have the season that he wanted, honestly and truthfully, but he still can play. He still can contribute, and he still is an interesting player. I really want to see how he continues to be used and develop throughout this next couple seasons with this Kings team. A very interesting player. Fox, to me, their best player, 6'3", 185, can get up and down that court very quickly, can get to the basket, can knock down mid-range more consistent than he could coming out of college, can be a respectable three-point shooter. If you give him the space, he will let that thing fly with confidence, and he is not scared to score. This guy can be relentless. He can be aggressive when he wants to. He also has shown better signs of being a passer and trusting his teammates as the team around him has gotten better. It seemed like De'Aaron Fox has elevated and raised his game, and he has gotten better. But not only that, the guy has shown that he can be a closer. He can knock down big shots in big moments, and that's what you want out of your star player. That's what you want out of your top 10 pick, and he has done that the last 2 years. And I want to see him continue to build on that confidence and continue to build on his game. But one thing that he hasn't done is have become a great defender. With his speed and his 6'3" size, he should be a better defender and a more active defender. And I want to see if he ever gets to that point, because when he wants to defend, he can do it. He just doesn't do it consistent enough. And that could be a real good piece for him if he can add that consistent defense with his improving offense. He definitely could be a lot for all-star teams in the future if he can become a better two-way player. And that will also help the Kings win more games, because point guards is one of the hardest positions in the league right now, because there's so many great ones, and that will give them an advantage if he can do both. Harry Giles has been a respectable guy in the league. Really didn't turn into that star slash superstar player people thought he would be in high school, but he did suffer a major injury, and he has shown at worst that he's productive. And I think that that's something to look forward to as he continues to develop and smooth out the rest of his game. I wonder if he ever going to develop a consistent outside shot, whether it's from mid-range or even a little closer, maybe a little floater or something, to give him a little bit more offensive versatility. I think that'll take his game to another level. If he can score better and rebound just a little bit better too, that can really up his value around the league. You look at Buddy Hield on and off the court. 1 minute he's coming off the bench, 1 minute he's starting. One thing you know about Buddy Hield, he gets buckets. The guy knows how to shoot. The guy knows how to score. He has lived up to the hype as being a 20-point scorer that continues to get better almost each and every season. That's what he did in college, and he has done that so far in the NBA. And he has become literally one of the best snipers, not three-point shooters, one of the best snipers in the entire league. And I think that that's something that we thought he can become. But he has shown that he can do more than just shoot threes. Even though that's his bread and butter, he has found ways to be more of an effective scorer and found other ways to contribute besides just shooting threes. But I really want to see what they're going to do with him. They paid him his money. Do they want him to start? Do they want him to be the sixth man, because he is a bucket off the bench, but he also isn't a great defender, and they have similar players doing similar roles on this team, which means they got to figure out what's the best way for the team and what's the best thing for Buddy Hield, and then they got to figure that out, and that's Lou Walton's job and the coaching staff, and I think that that's something that they really do honestly and truthfully have to figure out. Rashawn Holmes has been a steal, has been one of the better players on this team, has been asked to have a bigger role than what we thought he would, and he has shown that he can produce, and he has been able to post up a little bit, finish around the rim. He has been able to rebound, protect the rim decently, and Rashawn Holmes is a guy that was one of them diamonds in the rough. You didn't know what you had, you didn't know what he can really do, and then when he get the opportunity in the minutes, he showed that he can be a great player for them, and that's something that they did need, as they have had the injuries to Bagley and other guys on this team, and he has stepped in and produced from day one that they asked him to do it, and became one of their better players, honestly and truthfully. Corey Joseph been disappointed. We thought he'd bring that veteranness to this team, some three-point shooting, some creation, some spicy defense, but it didn't happen. His defense wasn't the same. His offense has not been the same either, and he has been one of their most disappointing signings. He was supposed to be that veteran that can help them get to the next level, teach them things and help them win, and he just wasn't able to contribute that way. way, honestly, this entire season. Alex Lynn was a guy that a lot of teams gave up on. They just needed him to give them a good screening, good size, and just solid rebounding for the minutes that they have out for him. And he has shown that he can do it, but he hasn't been the greatest pickup either. But he also hasn't been the worst pickup. He might not be in the league in the future, but he still showed that he can be a decent player in spot minutes. 10 to 15 minutes, he can give you some productivity. Other than that, not the greatest player. And then you got Big Bari, a guy that hopped around his entire career so far. He hasn't been able to find a home. They traded him to get some wing depth from injuries, and he's a big body. He still can score the basketball. He still can find ways to be effective. He can play the four and really give you advantage on the offensive end. The worst part about him is the defensive end. He still hasn't been able to show that he can defend. He still hasn't shown no interest in playing defense, and the efficiency is another thing. Not turning the ball over, being effective when you do get the ball, and not just being a ball stopper. Those are things he will have to work on if he wants to produce and have a longer career, just because he is getting a little phased out of the league, and teams are kinda, not really, but kinda losing interest in him just because he is such a liability defensively, and he doesn't give you exceptional three-point shooting. Plus, he's really just an isolation power forward, and those things are not really lasting in the NBA that much. But I still do got love for Jabari. I still got respect for his game and the fact that he's still in the league, and the fact that he hasn't gave up even though he has had two career-altering injuries, and he did show that he can be a productive player still in this league. But Corey Brewer, at the end of the day, has been a guy that has been able to come off the bench, has been able to start, a guy that brings you a lot of effort, a lot of energy. Not the greatest three-point shooter, not the greatest finisher, but what he does bring is a guy that's going to show up, do exactly what you need him to do, not get in the way, not cause fights, and play when he has to play, sit when he has to sit, and be there to mentor guys when that needs to be done. But they're really just adding him for wing depth, just in case an injury happens, just in case a guy has to sit out, or just in case they need somebody to give them 5 to 20 minutes, and you know that he's going to try to make a difference, whether it's defensively, whether it's just getting steals, or whether it's just giving them a guy that can, just be active on the court. And I think that he can do those things, and you're not really giving up anything for him, as you're only giving him a 10-day contract, and at least you're getting a productive player at the worst, and that's what you really want anyway. So other than that, that's all I got to say. Let me know what you guys think about Corey Brewer. Is he going to play? Do you care about if he plays? Do you think this doesn't matter, or do you think he can still play? He can be a help to this team, or you really don't really care anyway, just because he is older and he's at the end of his career. But at the end of the day, check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description and comment section below. Like on Facebook to show support. Like the video, share if you already liked it. You liked the video and shared already. Thanks for the love and the support. But not only that, I make videos just like this, discussions. I also make videos about rookies. I break down rookies, break down legends, break down players with real actual footage. I also do free agency, trade deadline, season previews, NBA draft coverage, playoff predictions, and I try to make a video every day. So you love basketball, you can't get enough of it, this is the channel for you, as I try to produce different variety of NBA content each and every day. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the support. Thanks for watching. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm gone, and I'll be back at it again with another video for y'all tomorrow. So have a good day, and hopefully you guys can watch the video tomorrow. I'm gone.